Detroit could be closer to about 4 to 6 inches, and then scattered higher elevations across upstate New York and into Pennsylvania, where we could see about 4 to 6 inches. We also have that big storm system approaching the west coast. This time around, not so much snow, but rain will become a big issue, and we'll have much more on that coming up in our next half hour. Savannah. So much going on in the weather department, so let me just break it down for you quickly. Again, we've got strong storms possible along the southern plains, along areas to the north of that whole storm system. We could see significant amounts of snow, about 4 to 6 inches possible across Wisconsin. And then out on the west coast, we're waiting for the next big storm to make its way onshore. We will see some high elevation snow, but rain is going to be a big concern with some flooding too. That's a look at the weather across the country. We'll get to your local forecast in the next 30 seconds. Get torrential rain, perhaps about 6 to 8 inches of rain. The snow absorbs that rain like a sponge. It makes it very, very heavy on roofs, so that could lead to some building collapses. And it's also going to cause a lot of runoff down the mountains into the foothills and eventually into the rivers. So you're going to see those rivers rise very, very rapidly, and that could lead to some significant flooding. So again, we are looking at about 6 to 8 inches of rain in the foothills of the Sierra Nevada mountain range. Along the coast, still looking at flooding because of 6 to 10 inches of rain falling on top of already saturated ground. But then you go above 8,000 feet, and that's where we could end up with another 2 to 6 feet of snow in some of the higher elevations. So a lot going on with this next storm system today and tomorrow. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window. Southeastern Oklahoma, and of course we're waiting for that next big storm system to make its way onshore. It's going to be mostly rain, but that rain falling on top of snow that's coating a lot of the ground out in California, we could end up seeing that cause some more flooding. Temperatures are pretty cold across the northern plains, teens and 20s, 30s and 40s into the northeast, and it's still pretty warm down through southern Texas and into Florida too. And again, we could see those stronger storms, and then the snow and wind will take hold. Also out in California, winds could gust up to about 40 to 50 miles per hour in the Bay Area. So with the saturated ground, more rain, strong winds, we could see some power outages in that area too. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek.
Surrounded by women all week.
Yeah.
I love it. Craig got sick. Al
It's like being on The View. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, can I go to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Of course you can. This
is a classic
so
episode.
good.
Fighting it back at a funeral is the worst,
Possible.
Well, pretty soon, the late Hollywood.
So you're Carson Daly.
Yeah. Doesn't impress her much.
Thank you, Carson. You know who impresses? Kerry Washington,
Yes!
right there in our.
I'm ready to geek out. I love this. We're back now with an in-depth look at what it means to be a woman in America right now.
For the first time ever, the digital media company.
I'm ready to geek out. I love this. We're back now with an in-depth look at what it means to be a woman in America right now.
For the first time ever, the digital media company.
Society dictate what a woman's role should be. I think they're sort of just taking a stand and stepping back and saying, no, I'm going to take control. Why? What were you finding in this study?
And I know you did a survey. I mean, so many of us, everyone's suffering from something, especially over the past 3 years. So you talk about a, quote, chief worry officer, but that's a real thing.
It is a real thing, and it's over 71% of our audience self-identify as the chief worry officer in their family.
Wow.
And we
want to find more sources of financial stabilities in their lives. How do they even go about that?
So 87% of this audience said that they want to seek more financial stability. Now we have to
Crank it up. We're all about it. We could listen to that all morning long. That song was Baby Was a Dancer by Billy Porter off his upcoming album, Black Mona Lisa.
I love it.
So let's keep that music.
You're so much. Inspire the rest of us to bring our whole self as well.
Yeah.
Thank Tickets for the Black Mona Lisa Tour, Volume 1, are on sale tomorrow, and look out for the album coming out a little later this year.
You can find it on the